We're like, we need to eradicate transgender from society. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Chill out, chill out.
In 2016, you said that Caitlyn Jenner, who is trans, could use the women's restroom at Trump Tower. You allowed biological men to compete in the Miss Universe pageant at the time, which you owned. A lot has changed since 2016. Have you?
Yeah, well, I have, but look, I knew Caitlyn Jenner. This is very much like the same subject we just talked about. This was brand new.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a brand new subject. Also, there's a lot
it hadn't exploded.
A lot of it hadn't exploded. I mean, nobody talked about it really, and so this.
I wonder. I want to put this to a poll, and I'm gonna go back to the video, but I'm very curious about how influential, specifically, Caitlyn Jenner was in this whole thing exploding. I'm very curious. Hey, shout out to Jess. Talk about it. For the $5 super chat treat for Morty. Come on up here, bud. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Get your treat. Wait, no. You got to see it. They want to see it on camera. Because you're so cute. You're so cute. Thank you so much, Jess. Very, very, very much appreciated. Hey, we got the Camcast in the building. Welcome to the party. Thank you again, Jess. You guys know when we get a super chat or donation, I like to dive right back in.
Saying, what do you think? And people say, yes, use, no use. But I'm the one that wouldn't allow it in the military. That was a big move. I wouldn't allow it in the military. And I went to generals. I say, General, let me ask you, do you like it? The real generals, not the ones you see on television, not the millies of the world.
Real
generals. I said, what do you think? And they did not like it. They did not like it. They didn't. Nobody wanted to go public with it. It's a
surprise. Nobody liked it.
Very hard subject. I ended it in the military. Now, since this character got in, he's allowed it in the military. You know, part of the problem is you'd have to take massive amounts of drugs. In the military, you're not allowed to take drugs. And you have to take massive amounts of drugs. So right there, it should not be allowed. But I took a lot of heat. No matter what you do there, you're going to take heat. You understand.
Yeah.
But
how do you feel?
Caitlyn Jenner, was she allowed?
Should biological men who say that they're trans be allowed in women's restrooms and women's locker rooms, women's prisons, women's spaces?
Yeah, my stance on that is really pretty much what I had in the military. I think it has to be, huh?
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's my stance. I mean, that's been my stance.
I like the way that he's answering that. I like the way that he's like, no, I'm not hateful. It's not, or what's the, I think it was either Michael Knowles or Matt Walsh. We're like, we need to eradicate transgender from society. I'm like, whoa. Chill out. Let's let people do what we want. Just leave the children alone. Mother My Muni said, if you want to allow unigender bathrooms in your business, I don't care. Don't be shocked when the backlash and the lawsuits come flying in. I think that it's a tough thing because such a huge, overwhelming majority of people who identify in this way are not predators. It's so many people are we don't have to worry about them. They're literally just trying to go take a shit. They're literally just trying to go take a piss. Shout out to Black Tea. Welcome to the party. It's 21st century America, where you need to go through a storm of bureaucrats and spend millions to make a decision that the majority of the population already agrees with. Good one. Yep, very true. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're going to see lawsuits flying in. It's the possibility, and it's the inability for the people who are pushing this to engage with, our side of the concerns. I think certainly, if I'm just speaking for myself, I would love to find a common ground, a middle ground where everybody's happy. It doesn't seem like the other people want that. They just want power. What else is new? Xander said, Bruce Jenner turning trans was a sick elite joke to turn a literal action hero masculine icon into a dress-wearing sissy. They do this often with masculine figures to emasculate the nation. I don't know. That's a little bit conspiratorial for me. I think it just makes too much sense that the Kardashians were just blowing up and he wanted to be one of the girls. I think it just, you know, that's just what it is. And I do believe that people believe, whether or not you personally believe that gender dysphoria is a thing, I do believe that people believe that they have gender dysphoria. So I don't think it was a joke. Could it be? Sure. I don't fucking know. But that seems like a little bit of stretch. Just as what's wrong with 3 bathrooms instead of 2? Money. Who is paying for the 1% of people who need a 3rd bathroom? Exactly. Black T hit the nail on the head. Who's going to pay for it? Zibby says, if he knew Jenner, I can see him bypassing common sense for a friend on his property. I mean, the logic is close enough for bureaucratic use. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just a common sense. Like if you were at my house and I had men and women, and you're a man and you're just like, fuck it, I just feel like going to the women's. You're like, all right, well, as long as there's no women in there, go for it. Now we're just taking that one step further. I think it's very important that we make sure that we don't. You know, we've talked about the pendulum swinging back and forth. If we want to win on this issue, we have to catch that pendulum in the middle. We cannot let it swing to the place where we're, you know, lynching gays and transes in the streets. Like that cannot happen. That cannot happen. Zuby said, but now the logic and reason has to play out for a universal process. It's a mess. Bathrooms are a joke anyway. The stalls are falling apart and offer no security. That's another, you know, another good point to what they're saying is that, you know, it's almost a non-issue. So they almost have a point when they say it's a non-issue because it's such a small amount of people. But because if it is so ubiquitous that we don't know, we have to, you know, just like what Dan was talking about. Just like what Dan was talking about with the curler. And it says, do not insert into orifices. Are most people doing that? Of course not. But some people will. So we have to live society based on the dumbest among us. The dumbest among us. One of said bathrooms are based on your sex, not gender. Same with sports, or at least they should be. Black T says transgender ideology will fall out of fashion. Well, as soon as all the detransitioners are come out, then damn well you can bet your bottom dollar. You can bet your bottom dollar that when 90% of these people who have gone through some type of physiological change were like, oopsie, then yeah, definitely it's going to fall out of fashion. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's dive back in. He's just saying that's my stance.
I may have allowed Caitlyn. Caitlyn's Caitlyn, right? I knew Caitlyn as Bruce. I knew Bruce, and you know, Bruce was a great athlete and a very handsome person, very handsome guy. And all of a sudden, Bruce is Caitlyn. I said, "What's this all about?" This was a brand new subject too, just like.
He's like very attractive. Wait, what did you say? Black T said, when someone is schizophrenic, we may address said person in a particular way to be considerate of his or her. Absolutely. That is exactly what happens. We treat this area with special pleading. There's special rules. We don't treat this the same way we treat other mental afflictions, other psychological disorders. That's not what happens. That's not what happens.
Just like we talk about, you know, the pandemic was a subject that nobody knew anything about. Nobody knew anything about it. It was all early. You make a decision, and you make the decision very strongly.
No, I get it. Look,
See, but the problem, Stephanie says, I'm so sick of talking about bathrooms. Go to the one that matches your parts. It's a public bathroom. You should be doing your business and getting out anyway. That's too simplistic. The problem here is that if we're talking about a trans man, a small little female who now has all the parts of a woman, but identifies as a man, then the person in danger is that person. I don't not care about your well-being because you're a trans person. So as much as I care about somebody pretending to be trans, and I'm saying pretending because I'm not foisting this on trans people. I'm saying if somebody's going to pretend to be trans to hurt another person, I care just as much about that victim as the person who is trans, who goes into the bathroom just trying to take a shit, and then some dude, oh, you don't belong in here, blah, blah, blah. So the problem of continuing to talk about it is that it's not that simple. It's just, it's not. I wish it was. I'm sick of talking about it too, but it's not. It's just not that simple. Xander says, as a homo, I never had any issue with trans folks. I do know they exist, and there are folks with dysphoria. However, they lost me in trying to normalize it and target the children. Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
Simi says, I do think you can have 1 to 3 sets of all-in-one handicap stalls. It has a sink, baby changing station, etc. Since they're all in one, it doesn't matter who goes where. Yeah, I mean, there's not an easy, it's not an easy topic, but you know, we've gone through the ins and outs of it a million times before. I'm really concerned about how Trump is going to answer it. I mean, we're pretty much, we're pretty much on the same page with all this, it seems. And if we're not, then we're aware of that. So I don't think we need to relitigate it amongst ourselves. We want to remember that what we're doing here is peeking in, being a fly on the wall to this conversation, so that the next time something happens with Trump, we know what happened in this conversation.
Early, you make a decision, and you make the decision very strongly.
No, I get it. Look, I myself have changed a lot on this
Yeah,
issue
I have.
since 2016. I'm just wondering, I'm just trying to figure out whether you have, in fact, reversed on it.
I don't think I've changed. I think I've just, at the beginning, it was such a small subject. Nobody really thought about it. But then with time, you change.
That's politics, though, right? That's politics. So again, if we're talking on the terms of a friend and like, hey, you're kind of flip-flopping here. But this isn't a friendly conversation among friends. This is an adversarial conversation. As much as Megyn Kelly might want, Trump to do well, he has to be on defense. So I agree with you. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, though.
Where I probably took the hardest line was on the military.
Yeah, that's true. What about the children? That's become an issue now. Should children be provided with access to puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones when they're minors?
Yeah, I'm so against it. First of all, many of them, I heard like 62%, when they grow up, when they're older, they're saying, who did this to me? Why did you do this to me? Second of all, the parents have to make the decision. They're trying to give it to school boards and schools and things to make a decision. It's unbelievable to think, I talk about mutilation sometimes in my speeches. We will stop the mutilation of children. And then I'll stop and I'll say to the people in the audience, I'll say, can you imagine that I'm talking about we're going to stop mutilation of children? Yeah. But that's what it is.
Sounds like a Muslim country where you have female genital mutilation as a standard practice. I was just talking. Do you remember when what we cared about was Islamic terrorism? Not anymore. This has made it to the top of the list.
It's the mutilation of children. And we will stop the mutilation of children. 10 years ago, nobody would ever think of it. I am telling people, because I guess I'm a politician, whether I like it or not, as a politician, as somebody that represents a lot of people, I'm telling people that we're going to stop the mutilation of children. Who would have to say a thing like that? Yeah. You'd think it would be automatic.
Would you be in favor of a ban then on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for minors?
I think yes.
Yep.
For minors. You're 18, you do whatever the hell you want. I mean, this would probably fall in the jurisdiction of religious groups, because we don't have secular groups to deal with this, despite the fact that I'm building this community, that the church should be the ones trying to educate people that, hey, despite the fact that once you're a certain age, just like you can go get an abortion, that you probably shouldn't be doing this. Now, again, I am not necessarily in favor of protesting at abortion clinics, but I understand why people do it. I'm not in favor of that. But I don't think abortion is right. And if people can stop it, then without the law, that's better than having the law do it. We funded but I mean, that doesn't change that they're not. We funded the goddamn Democrats too. I mean, they're us. What you mean? Jess said child mutilation is legal in like 12 states. Child mutilation is legal in 50 states. Circumcision is child mutilation. Ultimate Media said he sounds like a politician during the industrial age trying to stop kids from working in factories. All right. Black T said either the election was rigged or Biden truly got 81 million votes. Both scenarios are horrifying. 81 million donuts without common sense, voting based on spite. Well, I will give you my own personal opinion without the knowledge. I may be very wrong. YouTube, if you're listening, I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to take a guess that it was more the former. And again, saying that it's not stealing or cheating if they are playing by new rules, but they definitely changed the rules. Yep.
I would.
Can a man become a woman?
In my opinion, you have a man, you have a woman. I think part of it is birth. Can the man give birth? No. Although they'll come up with some answer to that also.
Shout out to Kelly Green in the building. Welcome to the party. You're about to step in it, bro. You're about to step in it. So I wouldn't call it mutilation for circumcision. I think mine looks pretty sleek and cool. That's what all the transes say. So if they think it looks sleek and cool, then it's not mutilation. Is that what is that the bar now? Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.